Hey there, everyone. Hope you're all doing well out there. I just thought I was gonna shoot a video at home, but the universe was saying get out of the house and go out for an adventure. So yeah, we're back out here at Jibway Park, and I thought we'd come back out here and I'd share some thoughts that's been on my mind with you guys. Um, I've been thinking about excuse me, um, feelings. I'm around a lot of people on a regular basis that have a lot of problems being able to express their feelings or communicate with other people. And when I first started doing my own self-discovery, I identified with that right away. I didn't know how to communicate in a healthy manner. I didn't. I didn't know how to identify. I didn't know how to identify with any of my feelings or emotions or where they derive from or anything like that. So, you know, um, I think it's important to talk about the fact that a lot of, like me included, uh, I grew up in a family where it was a weakness to show feelings. You know, um, and I've learned today it's not. It's actually a strength to be able to show your feelings and emotions and actually let yourself become vulnerable and be able to put your trust in another person to be able to express those feelings and emotions and get that out. And when I started to be able to start to identify with people's like stories or their backgrounds and stuff like that, it made it easier for me to start actually sharing parts of myself and sharing, my experience with other people, and I started to be able to identify with those feelings and those emotions, and I was also started to be able to identify where a lot of those feelings that I had been holding inside of myself for so many years, they came from, right? You know, uh, like I know I've been taught through through belief systems or through this school I went to, or from my parents or my peers growing up, that how I feel about everything today is totally backwards to the environment that I grew up in before. I didn't grow up in a very positive environment. I didn't grow up in an environment where it was okay to show feelings and emotions and be able to emote that, right? Because I was frowned upon, and I would, I'd go and I'd try to express myself, and there was consequences for that. Not very pretty ones. And it was important that I was able to start to be able to identify with other people's stories and backgrounds and where they came in their life and what they had experienced in their past. I thought it was going to be a lot more sloppy out here than it is. It's actually not too bad. A little bit of ice here on the path, but that's alright. It was actually raining on the way up here in the car, and it's actually stopped, which is awesome. So I'm able to get out here and film in some pretty decent weather. Thought we'd come out here and see if we can find spot some beasties or something out here today. And I wanted to go here and just share some stuff that's on my mind as well. I'm really enjoying the feedback I'm getting and the comments you guys are leaving and stuff like that. It's really uplifting and encouraging, and it just gives me more of the drive to be able to just keep sharing and helping other people. That's what I want to do. That's my purpose in life today, just to be able to help people, to maybe help them identify with someone else so they don't feel so alone in their own head. So let's take a look and see what's over here. There's another pathway closed off for now. But yeah, I just wanted to get out here in nature. Like my heart, the universe was screaming at me, get out of the house. So I'm listening, and I'm getting a lot better at listening too. You never know what you're gonna experience when you just listen, you know. Get out here and experience nature. You know, try to communicate with another person out there, and it's healthy, right? So yeah, for me to be able to share my feelings and emotions and stuff like that, and be able to become vulnerable and share parts of myself with another person, so I didn't feel so alone anymore. It was an amazing deal in my life, right? And being able to identify with people, because I didn't even identify with myself. I didn't know who or what I was, and I didn't feel like I had any purpose on this planet. And being able to actually start identifying with people that I was keeping myself in, you know, like, it's like when you change your environment and you change the people you hang around with, your whole mindset changes, your whole attitude towards society and yourself changes, and it's really awesome. It's a good feeling, awesome feeling to know you finally fit somewhere, you know. And that's why I welcome you guys home, man. Welcome to my channel, welcome home. You know, it's important that people know that they are welcome. I didn't feel welcome anywhere for quite some time until I started making some changes in my life. Started to become accountable for my own actions and my words and stuff like that were hurting people before. So that's why it's so important that I use my words today to help people and not hurt people today. And you know, I learned how to show my appreciation and my love for another person through healthy means today instead of negative means today. It's a good feeling to be able to know that you're becoming part of the solution instead of part of the problem, you know. And this is the process. And, you know, I like the fact that it is a process, because that means I got to do the work, you know. And that's what it comes down to. If I'm not trying to make change or have that willingness to make change, then I'm just gonna continue just to feel stuck again. And I don't want to feel stuck. I want to feel like I'm moving forward. I want to feel like I'm making a difference. And I didn't feel like that before. I just felt like I was just here, just existing. I don't feel like I just exist anymore today. I feel like I am making a difference, and I have purpose in life today. It's good, and that's why it's so important that I give this away to other people. And that's what I was saying. You know, I've talked about it before. I got to give this away. If I'm not giving this away, I'm just keeping it to myself. Then, you know, I'm not really serving anyone. You know, I want to be of service to other people today. I want to be able to communicate with people. I want to be able to show people that they matter and they do make a difference. And you all do. You do. I didn't feel like I was making a difference, or a difference for the positive anyway. Everyone was flocking away from me. And now I find that as my attitude changes and becomes more positive and stuff like that, then I'm attracting people to myself instead of you know, making them flee. I'm attracting people. You know, and I don't know if it's just my energy, it's the way I use my words. I don't know, you know. But yeah, it's so uplifting when I hear see you guys commenting down underneath my videos there. that I'm doing good. You like what I'm sharing. You like the fact that I'm being real and honest, and that's what I want to be. I don't want to wear those masks. I don't want to just be that people pleaser. Doesn't matter what anyone else thinks. It matters what I think of me, right? So, I found that when I change my attitude or change my environment, I also find out who's actually a genuine friend who is willing to stick around for the journey, for experiences, the positive stuff, right? Because I was around the negative environment and the negative people for so long. I just got absorbed into that, and that's what I became. But I found out that I have choice. I didn't have to be part of that negativity anymore. I could be part of the positive. I could be, it's just an outlet for someone else to be able to say, hey, I identify with him. I identify with what he's saying. I identify with the feelings and the emotions, and and when I first started making my channel, I was like super nervous, I had all kinds of anxiety and stuff, but I knew that, it's just like when I'm doing my writing or I'm writing my books, it's bigger than me, it's not about me, it's about a bigger purpose. I feel like I'm a part of something bigger than myself. And I don't have to feel alone. I never feel alone. I always got something to confide in. Talk about relationships and stuff like that. I never felt that it was okay to express my feelings or my emotions to my partner because I thought I was going to be ridiculed or and all that. But I have a partner in my life today that, we're on the same page. She's there to listen. She's there. She has the patience. Sometimes I don't have, a situation happens and I don't have the words right away to explain my feelings or emotions, but she has the patience to know that, and she also knows the fact that how much words are important to me today. I want to make sure I have the right words to be able to communicate how I'm feeling or what's going on with the situation that I don't know, I'm not familiar with, or I'm uncomfortable, or she knows that I want to be able to communicate that in a healthy manner, because I didn't know how to communicate, so I would just lash out. I don't want to just lash out at people anymore. I want to make sure that I'm using my words or my actions to be able to communicate in a healthy way. And I myself, I want to create a healthy environment for my family. I want to, for the people, or make sure that people know they are welcome. That sometimes people share with me stuff that it just stays with me. I don't share anything else with anyone else that someone shares with me, because it's not mine to share. It's important that people know that someone has someone in their life that they can confide in. I needed that. I needed to know that if I was going to share information or feelings or whatever it was with another person, that it wasn't going any farther than that. And I'm able to do that today, and I have people in my life that I can confide in, and it's a good feeling. It's important to have, and I know I have those resources today. I have those the people in my life, and I know it's okay to brainstorm with them or ask them what they did. You know, I needed to know that it was safe. I didn't feel safe before. I didn't feel safe in my own head before. So, but, I'm able to process information today. I'm able to make my own decisions today. I want to be accountable today. But it's just for today. I just have to be present in the moment just for today and just do my best. Just do my best to be able to use my words and my actions to help people today. It's about helping others, just being of service to others. And I know how to do that today, or at least I have a better idea what that looks like today. Like I said, I'm a work in progress. I like it that way though. It's awesome. It's a feeling that I don't have to be perfect. I thought I had to be perfect. I thought I had to have all the answers. I thought I had to do everything on my own. And I always felt that if I was afraid to show feelings or emotions to anyone else, because that's how I was brought up. That was the environment I was brought up in. It is important, I was thinking about just doing a video about just for men sharing feelings, but it's not just men, it's everybody. Everybody has a different situation, everyone has different life experiences, everyone has, different stuff in their life that's happened that's molded them into who they are today. And, talking about acceptance, I accept the fact that everything in my life today or in my past has happened for a reason that makes me the individual I am today. And I never felt like my own individual before. So even the feeling of individuality is a good feeling to me, because I didn't know it was okay for me just to be me. Then I would be accepted just for me. Well, I in the past, I was always someone's friend's friend, so I never really had my own circle of friends, right? So I was always, trying to be the life of the party and being the people pleaser and all this, and afraid just to be me. But I know it's okay just to be me today. It's okay just to be yourself. And when you're just being yourself, you're gonna find, I find out, who's actually there for you, who's genuine, who's gonna stick by your side when you're going through some rough crap in your life. And you need someone to be able to confide in, be able to open up to another person and maybe let some of those emotions out and be emotional and not feel like, oh man, he's showing weakness. Well, like I said before, I thought like showing your feelings and emotions was a weakness before, but it's not. It's a strength. And that's, there's a lot of power behind being able to show and emote the fact that how you're feeling. I'm not afraid to cry today. I'm not afraid to show my emotions today. I've also learned that feelings just are. Feelings aren't right or wrong. Feelings just are. And that makes things a lot easier too. I didn't have to judge myself because I was having all kinds of emotions I didn't know how to process. So I was just isolate, or I'd go out into the world and I wouldn't understand why I was feeling the way I was feeling, and I would just get angry or upset, or I would run away, you know, and I would disappear for months on end and then reappear again and just think everything was hunky-dory, but nothing was actually resolved. That's why it's so important that I go through stuff today. You know, I don't want to bury stuff. I don't want to try to go around things. When something happens into my life, I want to go through it today. You know? And the more and more I learn how to communicate, the more and more I feel more comfortable on my own skin. And that was a big thing too, because I didn't identify with myself. I didn't feel comfortable in my own skin. I didn't feel like a whole person. I just always felt lacking. I always felt that whatever was out there was just out of my reach. But it was only out of my reach just because I didn't ask for help. I didn't ask for guidance. I didn't ask for direction. I was just winging it and hoping things would, the pieces of the puzzle would just fall into place and everything would be great and all unicorns and butterflies, and that's not reality, you know. And I lived in a fantasy world. Well, reality isn't like that, you know. I didn't want to be in reality. I was an escapist, you know. It didn't matter what it was that I was escaping with or into. It was the fact that I just didn't want to deal with my stuff. I needed to deal with my stuff, you know, my issues, my feelings, my emotions, and I can do that today, but it's all learned, right? It's all new learned behavior. It's like reprogramming the mind. There was so many things out in the past that were acceptable that are no longer acceptable today. And I have a lot of gratitude for the people in my life that have showed me the way. A lot of people. Like people in my past that have tried to show me the way, but I didn't know how to follow direction. I didn't know it was okay to do things differently, and it was all about change, right? I was so used to what I was doing that